Hello. Gorgeous weather that we're having, so I just had to sit outside. The one thing that I don't like about it is that there's a ton of noises going on, people walking by, making noises. So sorry if I get distracted and look around, lose my train of thought. I'm really bad about that. And also, it's kind of ironic because we're talking about hospitality, something that happens indoors. So before we talk about hospitality itself, I wanted to talk about why people maybe don't provide hospitality and the problems or the issues that help them in their decision with that. So this one thing I know firsthand and personally, and it's that people that have been on the move or have never or have not had a consistent place that they're living at, their sense of home and their sense of their room and their sanctuary is a bit lost. They haven't identified that in their life. It can be really hard, because decorating takes a lot of effort to put your room together in a way that you like and that really resembles who you are, and that takes a ton of effort, and it takes a lot of heart. And if your heart is not in the place that you're living at, or it hasn't even had the time, it's not given a chance, it's a really sad situation. It's almost like you're traumatized into not wanting to decorate because you're just like, oh, what's the point? I'm just going to move somewhere else sooner or later. And the sad effect of that is, because your room resembles who you are and it is a form of self-expression, it's almost like you forget who you are, because most of your days are going to start off with you waking up in your room. And if you don't have anything that you like or nothing about yourself in your room, it's kind of like you slowly forget what you do like, or you slowly forget who you are, because your brain doesn't have these cues. Your brain doesn't have anything to see. You have nothing to see to remind you of that. And I don't know if it's like this for everybody, or maybe it's just a me thing, but it's kind of like to be in that situation, it's not good for you to not have a good idea of who you are, because when you go out and you try to socialize and make friends, you can't even give them who you are. You don't have a clear idea, so how are they going to? I just think that maybe it's something that is overlooked, but it's so important. You definitely need to decorate your room and have it be a sanctuary for the sake of yourself and your identity and others. When you try to get new friends and socialize and bring other people into your life, people want to know who you are. People like the uniqueness about you. So what I've started to do is I challenge myself, if I move into a new place, give myself 1 month to really put a lot of effort into my room, make sure my room is an expression of me, and I challenge myself to invite people over so I can kind of show it off a bit and not have any shame or not have any bad, traumatized feeling towards my room and towards my space where I live. The second one is kind of maybe something that happens often when maybe you're younger, still living with your parents. I know a lot of people don't want the friends to be over, maybe because of their parents' behavior. Maybe not even simply your parents are fine with your friends coming over, but maybe even the way that they act is not good and you're embarrassed by that. Maybe you're embarrassed by you don't have the nicest furniture or the nicest, comfiest bed or whatnot. And it is really easy to, especially if you've been to your friend's house before and then they want to come to your house and you kind of compare yourself to them, and you hold this bit of shame. This is so not healthy. I mean, of course, and I've definitely felt like that before, where it's just like, well, their house is beautiful, there's no way that you can come over to mine. But what's so hurtful about that, again, like I'm saying, is that lack of you expressing yourself, that lack of you being vulnerable with others. You should take all the opportunity you can to show people who you are, to express your opinions, to express what's not so good about your life, and is what's good. And if you show that side of yourself to your friends, new friends, anybody, they like you more and they trust you more. Vulnerability is a big thing with hospitality. So moving on, maybe from those issues, like you know, with the issues, you just have to be confident, and you have to think, I want to show these people who I am, no matter what. That's what friendship is all about. So within like a family household, what I like so much about the family household and inviting others within a family is that, for example, your mom, your dad, you and your siblings, like you inviting your friend into that space, it's kind of like you welcome them into part of the family. Your mom gets to have a new connection, your dad, your siblings, they all get this new part of your life, and it adds to their life, and it really does add to your life and better that friendship. It's kind of like a quality thing for everyone. Like I've mentioned before, networking, getting people introduced to each other to expand everybody's social life. It's like a good thing for everybody, and even spiritually speaking, when you invite somebody into your home, I feel like you invite more love into your home. You know, you invite that loving energy, you invite more friendship, you invite laughter and memories into your home. And like I think of it as like a spiritual thing. Like you're inviting all this warm, good energy, and the house holds that. It holds on to it. I really like being in a space where I feel like so many things, memorable things happen, so much love, laughter, friendship, all of that stuff. So how exactly to provide hospitality? This is more of like going into like the manneristic area of this. Number one, and I don't know if everybody is religious, but this can be seen as a religious statement, and I'll explain that, but also not. You should not value, upon welcoming someone into your home, I think to value your material things, or to value the cleanliness of your home more than welcoming others into it is not the right attitude to have. I think you should completely love who all enters completely. Like that should be your priority, to make them feel comfortable and make them feel included. Not that if they're going to make a mess and on accident and you get mad at them for it, or they wash the dishes how you wouldn't, or they're trying to help you in a way they wouldn't. Kind of like you really have to forget about all of that, and you have to think that these people, they're into your home, your space, and they live differently than you do. I think people forget about that. You can't have any sort of anger, because that is providing awful hospitality. It's kind of like you're completely unwelcoming of who they are. And like I said, with the religious way, maybe even sort of like thou shalt not have any gods before me. Don't value anything over your loved ones. You should leave that completely in the back of your mind when inviting others over. Like, be mentally prepared for messes and chaos. Appeal to the five senses. This is pretty easy to do. So sight, touch, smell, hearing. I feel like my brain's so scattered. I know the five senses, guys. But taste. Did I say taste? Provide food. So provide food. Have a good candle going. A clean space, not overly clean. Doesn't have to be overly clean. Just be a human. Be vulnerable, and people will like that much more. And if they don't, then they're not really your friends, or not someone you should keep around. Have music playing in the background. Very, very not loud. Just have it just a bit enough to, get people maybe in whatever mood. Make sure that you can hear conversations. And blankets too, because you can't accommodate how everybody would like the AC to be turned up. You know what I mean? So have blankets just in case. Like, think about all these possibilities. Maybe someone's gonna get cold. You want to provide comfort to them. You want your guests to be comfortable and to be themselves. You want them to be yourselves, and you want to be yourself. Like, this is the whole point of this. Hospitality is like a networking activity, I feel like. A relationship strengthening activity. During sleepovers, I like, maybe especially if it's just like you and your friend maybe sleeping over. I don't see this done often, but if you can give your guest the bed and you sleep in whatever other option there is, do that. Have your friend sleep in your bed and you sleep on the floor next to them. I think this is really courteous and it is great in hospitality. It's kind of like you really respect like their presence, or you really like them being here, and you wouldn't have your guest sleeping on the floor. I think people have mixed feelings about this, or really mixed practices. And even if you don't want them sleeping in your bed, if that's kind of personal for maybe hygienic reasons, like, you don't sleep in the bed, you both sleep on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too formal, maybe as you would, or if this is like a coworker, don't be maybe how you are at work. Be a little bit different. Wear something that you wouldn't wear at work. Have your hair done a certain way. Have your tattoos showing. Wear the jewelry that you really like, and play the music that you like. Like, people upon entering a home kind of expect some, personable little details. They kind of expected it to be different, so don't throw them off. And I think formality in a home setting like this kind of makes the interaction uncomfortable. This one is big. Ask for your guests' opinions and ask them for help. Like I've mentioned so many times before, people really like when they feel needed. People really like when if everybody's making a decision on what to cook, ask everybody's opinion, and really, really listen to your guests, and ask them for help cleaning the dishes or cleaning something so they feel like they've added to the project. People are really bothered by this. If anything, they really appreciate it. People like to feel part of the group. Secondly, when are your opportunities to provide hospitality? I just wrote kind of a list, maybe an obvious list. Just gonna go through it. So holidays, any major holidays, I think people most often provide hospitality. You have family over for Christmas, and it's this big ordeal. You have to make it so fitting for your family. So obviously holidays, sport games, so for like Super Bowl Sunday, your pool, if you have a pool in the backyard. If you have kids and they have their friends, like if they have a soccer game, offer to take your kid and their friends out to eat after a big winning game to celebrate, to welcome your kids' friends part of the family, and to give them a happy memory, and to give them a good idea of you, maybe as the parent, and it gives them a better idea of your child. Networking again. School's out for summer. I've seen where some parents do this, like with their kids, they've graduated and they have all their kids and their friends over for like this summer bash. I think those are really fun. Family vacations, this is great. This is intimate and there's a lot of free time to be shared, not just a night after school. Prom after party, to host or to even pay for your child to have an experience at like a hotel, Airbnb with their friends, prom after party. After church lunch, so to maybe invite a family that you know, or friends, your kids' friends, your wife's friends, anybody. After church lunch, a big lunch. These are so fun, like eating lunch with the people that you love. And as I've already mentioned as well, your kids and their friends having a sleepover at your house, and you can make it really special. You know, you can order pizza and have tents set up in the living room and a fun movie to watch, some activities. All of this, you know, really providing hospitality is such like a powerful thing to give people a good impression of you and to really show it off. Show off your house, show off who you are, show off what you have to offer, and to keep people in your life more. And really, people, as I've said, people really like when they have a clear idea of you. And with hospitality and many events of you providing hospitality, the relationship just strengthens and strengthens because it's so much more personable and vulnerable. So I love acting upon any opportunity to provide hospitality to the people I love, and I hope you will too. Oh my goodness, thank you for watching. Hospitality is a great topic. I was so excited to talk about it. See you later.